Our next speaker is Dr. David C. Forbes, Jr. Dr. Forbes is the pastor of the Columbus Christian Center Church, and he comes to share his thoughts with us today as well. Thank you, Pastor.
Thank you so much, Ruth. James Madison, who has been referenced a couple of times already today, famously is the father of the Constitution as well as the introducer of the seeds of what became our Bill of Rights. That was some 223 years ago. Madison would shudder today at the mandate handed to us and offered to us by HHS. It truly is a tyrannical encroachment on our religious freedom. I like Madison, and I'll tell you why. I studied and graduated from James Madison University in Harrisonburg, Virginia. I know we're in Ohio. My wife and I, Tracy, might be the only two graduates of James Madison in the entire city of Columbus. But while I studied there at James Madison, one of the very first items or nuggets that got planted in my mind was a motto of James Madison and the motto of our university: knowledge is liberty. Madison, like most of our founding figures, understood and knew that a nation without reasonable and flowing religious liberty is not a nation at all. Madison knew that liberty was the bedrock of civilization, culture, and humanity itself. Commitment to liberty is what had Madison lay the groundwork for the Federalist Papers, the Bill of Rights, and the Constitution. It was commitment to liberty that had President Madison lead our country into the War of 1812. Why? To respond to British infringement upon the honor and rights of Americans. It was this commitment that had him display his love for liberty when he ran to the defense of Baptist preachers in Virginia who were arrested for preaching without a license from the Anglican Church. Madison recognized right there that the Anglicans had a right not to license the Baptists, but they did not have the right to keep the Baptists from preaching. Freedoms of all type, especially religious freedoms, are God-given and God-granted, and they cannot be measured, metered, or in any other way negotiated by man. This belief helped form the passion for religious freedom, and it found their way into the Constitution and the Bill of Rights. So today, I truly am a Madisonian. I'm a Madisonian because I'm a graduate of James Madison University. Go Dukes. But I also firmly believe in the protection, the promotion, and the preservation of all liberty, especially religious liberty. And I recognize that I am not the only Madisonian here today. Are there any other Madisonians here that believe in protecting religious freedom? If you do, with all of the fervor that's in your heart, look at your neighbor and say, I believe in religious freedom. In my closing comments, someone once said that the only thing that is more damaging and deleterious than the evil of evil people is the silence of good people. So it is not enough to disagree with this mandate. We have to stand and speak against it. Place our heart and our mind in the same place James Madison did, right on the line, and say to all of our fellow citizens, this will not stand. My last thought was this: as I came here and stood listening to the other speakers who inspired me greatly, I looked at these beautiful buildings of concrete and stone and slabs of granite and marble and whatever other man-made materials there are in them. And they started these beautiful buildings, as tall and wonderful as they are, with a foundation. That foundation was the very first thing that was placed in preparation for these buildings. You cannot have the building stand but remove the foundation. To slide the foundation out would cause these buildings to tumble. Let me remind you, when our founding fathers built our Bill of Rights and our Constitution, the very first slab of the foundation was religious freedom. And if we remove that foundation, the rest of our republic will fall. God bless America and God bless our religious freedom.